Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our host for tonight. Ricia started with our company in 2024 in April, and in just 6 months, she climbed 12 ranks and achieved number 3 in all of Canada. Ricia has been recognized on stage several times, including top 50 in World Power Ranking, $10,000 savings bonus earner, and recipient of several incentive trips, including Punta Cana, Dominican, Park City, Utah, and recently Maui. Please help me welcome all the way from Manzanillo, Mexico, Ricia Adair.
Traci Woodward, my beautiful co-host, thank you so much. Traci was not able to put her camera on because she's in northern Saskatchewan visiting family and the reception is not so good. So I really appreciate you being here for us tonight, Traci.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. Tonight is a great night. We're going to share with you something pretty dynamic, very exciting. And also, we have one of my most favorite guest speakers in the world, Popo Leboy. So I'm going to hurry up through my part because I'm sure you're anxious to hear his story. Now, if you're like most people, chances are you'd love to feel better, have more energy, and maybe even lose a little bit of weight. But also, if you're like most people, chances are you would like to get out of debt, make more money. How about that beautiful vacation or build a new house? We're going to share with you tonight a part time business along with some amazing products where you can enhance your life and all those dreams that you would like to make possible. The name of the company is Partner Co. And we have science based products that deliver proven results. And also attached to it, should you wish to make more money, we can share with you a home based business opportunity that will change your life. I'd like to present to you Darren Zobrist and John Wadsworth. These gentlemen have put together Partner Co. 3.5 years ago from a collaboration of 14 other companies that have been around for up to 30 years, including Tahitian Noni, where we're celebrating our 30th anniversary this very week. These two guys have won so many awards, and together, along with our entire executive team, we've won over 150 awards in our 3.5 years of existence. But first, if I may, share a little about my story. This is our dream home. We live here full time in Manzanillo, Mexico. Casa 700 Mangoes. It's a goofy name for a mini boutique resort. So if you want to know the whole story, you're just going to have to come down here and I'll cook you dinner and look at the view and I'll share with you the whole story. But we moved here almost 3 years ago. Wow, I can't believe how time flies. And when we closed in July of 2023, we didn't even think that the power would be shut off, that the pool pump would not be working. We didn't even think about the AC systems not working. By the time we got here in October, oh my gosh, we came across a bit of a calamity actually. And this entire pool deck was overgrown with jungle growth and the pool was all algae. Oh my goodness. We actually came to Mexico with only $50,000, which is not a lot of money to start a new life in a new country. But we had vision because of the bill of rentals that we were able to enjoy and get ready for learning how to run a hotel. Well, we ran through our money so very quickly, but it's okay. We've got the Canada pension, right? We'll survive somehow, some way. And I'm wondering, where's our title? We've got to get title to our property. And again, things are brand new for us in Mexico. So I'm trying to figure it out. And the notary told me that the lawyer didn't finalize the closing costs with several $1,000s, and we couldn't get title. So we had to find another $27,000 to pay off the closing costs, money that we didn't have. Back into debt we went. I got very sick from the stress and the feeling of betrayal that I had. I ended up with shingles all over my body, a UTI that stayed with me for 4 months. Mike sent me to see Dr. Tom, and Dr. Tom, after several diagnoses, he came back and said, Ricia, without a doubt, you have FFB. Mike says, Doctor, I did pre-med in my university days. What's FFB? He says, your wife is fat, frumpy, and broke. So along came this call on April 17th. This is a call from Chris and Joni Budd, friends of mine in Costa Rica, that were also looking for something because they were wanting to stay in Costa Rica and not move back to Canada. They told me about a product. Chris had seen a post on somebody's Facebook page and another post and another similar post, another similar post. He saw it in 5 different pages and he realized there's a system going on here. There's something pretty dynamic about seeing all these testimonies. So they called me. And that was the day that changed my life. Joni told me about the importance and the value of the Slendery's body balance drops. It was a cry for help for me. I don't know if she realized how big and fat and unhealthy and depressed I got, but my first voice said, Ricia, this is really what you need. God has answered your prayers. You need these drops. The second voice said, girl, you don't have an extra nickel. Forget it. But the third voice said, somehow you've got to find the money. So I found the money to buy 2 months of boxes. That's it. One for me and one to sell, just like the little boy with the apple cart. But Joni did teach me a system. It's called System of Growth. And it's basically posting on Facebook about the many, many testimonials that we have in the thousands, by the way. April 22nd was my third post. I had posted the first 2 pictures from the system. My drops had just arrived. I hadn't even opened the bottles yet. And look, I got 59 comments. And it's my first time in my network marketing history that people came out of the woodwork and said, I want this product. 20 new customers resulted, 6 new brand partners joined me on my team. And that was my day one. And I realized I'm onto something here. So I continued to post. I continued to learn. I got myself trained. It wasn't much. And before I knew it, in the next 7 months, I had soared to be number 3 in all of Canada. But I'm not saying this to impress you, but impress upon you that here I am from Manzanillo, Mexico, in my little office in the back corner, that if I can do this and I can post, anybody can do it. Well, so many wonderful things had happened in the 7 months for us. We were able to get Mike a new motorcycle, put AC units in all the villas, new appliances in all the villas. But this one was probably the most impactful of them all. On December 24th, we had guests in one of the villas, and in 4 days, more guests were arriving in the second villa. An earthquake hit, which caused our pool to fail. 6 more earthquakes, and that was it. The pool completely collapsed. So here we are with guests in our villas having to say the pool is broken. This would have shut us down if we not had the money, the cash on hand, to be able to call in Alfredo and his team to expedite repair over Christmas holidays, and we reopened the pool January 14th. Again, I want to emphasize, if it wasn't for PartnerCo, we didn't have a plan B. It would have shut us down. It would have been the end of our brand new little hotel career. That same month in December, I got an email from PartnerCo to tell me, congratulations, you've been awarded a beautiful 5-star vacation to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And I went, oh my gosh. There was 176 people on that trip. Half of us were brand new in our first year of the business. They sent me to Park City, Utah, being in the top 100 of the world this January. And then Maui, there's 250 of us. I just came back. Half of those 250 were, again, first year in the business. So this company loves to reward us for being able to share these amazing products that they have. Let's first talk about my personal testimonial. I went from size 18 when Mike left for Canada to sell our boat. The girl on the left is the person he left behind. When he came back in 3.5 months, the girl on the right answered the door. And he said, who are you and what'd you do with my wife? That's 3 months of transition. I lost 34 pounds. Today, I'm 38 altogether. I've dropped 10 dress sizes. I've got no more aches and pains. I used to be loaded with aches and fingers and toes and my heels. Those are all gone thanks to a product we call MOA that you'll hear about in a minute. No more anxiety. I'm filled with joy. I've got so much energy. I feel like I'm 35 years younger. I sleep like a baby. There's such a beautiful culture, a beautiful community in this company, tons of new friends, and so many amazing vacations, including an African safari, multiple savings accounts. Remember, people, where I'm coming from. 2 years ago, I was FFB, fat, frumpy, and broke. So I'm just so grateful to God that this has happened for us, and that I'm so grateful that he pushed me to say yes to Chris and Joni, because I could have listened to that first voice and not ever have been introduced to any of this. What gets me excited, as well as so many of us, is that we're in over 50 countries. We're in pre-launch in India right now. We are one of only 17 companies allowed to do, network marketing companies allowed to do business in China, which speaks volumes. We have the global infrastructure as well as 8 global offices. We are ready to go. Partner co-certifications are in the many for the first-class performance standards that we have, including in the Physician's Desk reference. We have 6 products listed there. Why is it that our products are changing so many lives? It's because PartnerCo really believes that nature offers the best way to nourish your body by combining science and nature together. Our products are clean. There are no fillers in our products. They change your life. There's testimony after testimony with that invalidation. Dr. Joshua Plant, PhD, Harvard Biomedical Sciences. We've got Ray Strand, medical doctor, author of millions of books sold around the world, all about your wellness. We have attracted some very, very reputable scientific advisory board members to help us formulate and continue to market these amazing products with all the research and development that's involved as well, including 215 published clinical studies. A lot of tests are done every year to ensure that the pharmaceutical grade comes in your bottle that we promise. That is the value that we promise you to get. All of our products are 100% money back guaranteed. We also don't profess to cure or heal any medical condition. We simply focus on wellness, as well as when we get to the money part, we don't guarantee any level of income or success. It's all up to you, your desire, and your passion. Let's talk about what's happening in the world today. There's systematic poisoning in the foods we eat, the water we drink, heavy metals in the rivers, pesticide residues, the air we breathe, what we put on our skin. Our grandparents didn't see any of this. Do you know that 90 years ago, 90% of the diseases that we have today did not exist then? 90% of the food we eat today did not exist then. So there's a direct correlation, and add the proliferation of sugar in all our food products and all the different things. It's not even food anymore, but food-like products. We have well over 100 nutritional supplement products to help you get well, get into your complete wellness, have that energy, sleep better, enjoy excellent gut health, healthy weight loss, increased energy, and many, many professional athletes use our products as well because of the extra or added performance that they endure. Let's talk about MOA. My goodness, this is one of my favorites. I was in my beginning couple of days when I had a phone call with a fellow called recently. I told him about the owies and fingers and toes and my plantar fasciitis. He said, Ricia, on your first paycheck, you've got to get MOA. This is the mother of all. It helps counteract stress, calms the mind, supports improved cognition. Who doesn't want more brain clarity, right? Promotes a boost in metabolism and energy, and helps for your cardiovascular system as well. 36 superfoods come together in this drink. I love the taste of it. It's kind of like a spicy V8 juice. Many of these ingredients come from exotic destinations, including our 6 of the world's best healing mushrooms, all intended for kidney health, anti-aging, cardiovascular health, and so much more. This product serves results. I felt it within a very short time. You're going to see James's picture coming up very soon. He has an amazing story about the MOA as well. There's one story after another, and it's a product that people are loyal to because they notice the difference. When they stop taking it, the achies and the owies come back. Here's a picture of Deborah, her legs before the MOA, 20 days in. You can see that she's back to being her normal self. People don't stop taking a product when it makes them feel that good. Renew is definitely another one of my favorites. It's our fountain of youth in a box. It has 2 international patents on it. It is the only product of its kind that helps combat the natural aging process to promote youth and vitality and teach your body to create its own HGH, human growth hormone. Do you know as we age, 65-year-old ages 120 times faster than a 12-year-old? And the HGH is so important. What's it all about? Well, it impacts both of men and women's brain function, our skin and hair, body fat, bone density, sexual function and libido, immune function and sleep. There's so many science-backed human growth hormone benefits. My favorite is the fact that I get that deep REM sleep. and I have an awesome sleep. I seem to be having muscles, yet I don't go to the gym. It's pretty cool. And I think maybe Popo tonight will show you his muscles because he looks pretty amazing as well, too. Strong immune system, slower aging rate. It truly is a wonder product. And I really believe that this could be in your shopping cart next to the drops because together they help you have that good rest that could lower your cortisol levels so that you are able to feel better, heal better, and healthily lose that body fat. Let's talk about our newly launched product, Moringa, the miracle tree. Many people know that Moringa is the most nutrient-dense plant on earth. It's a nutritional powerhouse. It contains those antioxidants for defense against the oxidative stress, which is kind of like us rusting from the inside out, right? All 9 essential amino acids, your body's building blocks for vitality, and so many of the minerals and vitamins that are deficient in our diets because 1, we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and 2, a lot of the vegetables, especially if you're in Canada, may be sitting on trucks for 2-3 weeks before it gets to your grocery store. And 3, a lot of foods are modified with GMO modification and so on, so you don't get the true minerals that your body totally needs. This plant has, for example, 10 times more vitamin A than carrots, 17 times more calcium than milk, 9 times more protein than yogurt, 15 times more potassium than bananas, and 25 times more iron than spinach. We use the leaves, the bean pod, and the seeds. We shade dry, we don't tumble dry. And I believe the best moringa in the world comes from India, and that is where our moringa comes from. In addition to the moringa being in our product, we have plenty of botanicals, a little pun there, to benefit from, including chia seeds for gut health support, sweet potato blood sugar support, broccoli flower, broccoli sprouts, and broccoli, different stages of the plant that lend to different minerals and vitamins for oxidative stress defense, the maitake mushroom for immune support, spinach, pumpkin, and sunflower seeds for energy support. This Vital One product, it's a multi-plant nutrition, so it's going to help fill that whole food nutrient gap that we are lacking in our diets. You're going to be supported by healthy digestion, nutrient absorption, sustain energy and steady vitality. I just heard James say he's had his moringa in his body for the last couple of days, and he's got all this energy that he hasn't felt in a long, long time. Supports a healthy immune system, and our moringa tastes with a sensuous mixed berry flavor. Here's the packaging, and I look forward. My moringa, I'll be able to pick it up when I go to the United States because it's not available to me in Mexico. I'm pretty excited about that. There's a beta group testing, and Popo Leboy, one of our guests, was one of those beta testers. We'll hear his story. But they're coming back with amazing testimonials after being on the moringa for 28 days on the Vital One. Let's move along, change up a little bit. I knew nothing about hormone imbalance before I started with Partner Co. I didn't know that mood swings, low libido, headaches, night sweats, food cravings, especially my sugar addiction, hot flashes, acne, insomnia, dead tired in the afternoon, weight gain. I had no idea that was symptoms of hormone imbalance. In fact, there's about 100 more. Joint inflammation and, all those things, crankiness. I thought it was because I was getting old, but no, it's because you're out of balance. And not until you get in balance do you realize how out of balance you really were. Sadly, because of the slides I mentioned earlier, the processed foods and everything else, the sugar in all the foods and the fast foods, we become a sedentary lifestyle. Canada, Mexico, and the US are the highest in obesity in the world. Along with that comes various different issues that can be life-threatening. We need help. We need a tool to help us. And that tool is this, the Slenderies Body Balancing Drops. For healthy weight release, there's so many things about these drops. Shown in the pictures, the Canadian Day and Night Drops. We also have the Slenderies Body Balancing Drops available in the US. Both drops will help you with balancing your hormone, curbing your appetite, stabilizing blood sugars, eliminating sugar cravings. Yay! I'm close to 800 days without sugar, and I just came back from Paris. Can you believe it? I passed by all those patisseries and didn't have one croissant. Increases metabolic rates, boosts mood, supports your thyroid, increases your energy, improves sleep, sharpens focus and clarity, healthy weight loss, stress and cortisol balance. There's so many things these drops have helped people with, and so many testimonials that we share. Again, we don't make any medical claims, but you will, based on a clinical study, drop twice the weight as diet alone. These drops are created by doctors, backed by science, and you will see the results. We invite you to participate for best results in our approved food list. It's a low glycemic program created by a diabetes doctor to help her patients. All the proteins, healthy fats, the low glycemic fruits, all the vegetables, you will not go hungry. For instance, tonight I had a tuna steak, a beautiful salad, and stir-fried vegetables. It was a great dinner. There are several recipes. We have great community support that can help you. There's all kinds of dessert recipes. We just think differently how we prepare our foods. As a matter of fact, the Vancouver Island team put together this beautiful buffet. Everything on this table was on plan. So again, we eat very, very well. It's back to our grandparents' days. They ate clean. They weren't running to McDonald's or getting craft dinner on the stove. They were clean eaters. They went to the garden and got the chicken from the coop. This is the lifestyle we're talking about, not a fad or a diet. Fad and diets fade away, but the lifestyle stays with you, so the weight will not return. Drink your water. We all know that. Get your body moving 5 days a week and watch your body start to transform. And in 28 days, you're going to see an amazing transformation. I invite you to stay with the drops. It's a program 90 to 120 days to completely get your body back into balance. We've had so many amazing testimonials. When I choose my slides, it was really hard to narrow it down to just a dozen or so, because I have hundreds and hundreds of slides of people that I know that have had great results. Nancy, autoimmune disorders. She was having so much trouble staying healthy after being on the drops for 4 months. This gal is on the pickleball court every day but Sunday. Cheryl Cook, a friend of mine, she's 78 years old, had a chronic cough, couldn't stop coughing for 30 years on the drops, off the coughing for a week. We've got, we'll just mute the lines there, please. Tracy, thank you. Cheryl also lost 50 pounds as well. So people are enjoying great experiences. And my friend Cheryl is 78 years old, and she easily learned the system of growth and has been posting and receiving paychecks from Partner Co. So anyone can do this amazing system and have success. Here's our friend James Scott. He's on the line with us tonight. James has had an amazing experience with the drops. He's down 70 pounds. He was at one time very sadly depressed, very angry with life. Not anymore. He's one of the happiest guys I know. He's become one of my best friends. He had an early onset of Parkinson's. He no longer has the tremors. And he had his foot crushed and rebuilt several years ago. So he was committed to wearing a leg brace and couldn't walk without it, plus a cane. Now James takes his dog into the woods, Englishman River Falls, and has an amazing life again, not having to wear that leg brace. So congratulations, James. I'm so happy for your success. And the MOA and the drops. That's the one he swears by. Christy Walsh, my buddy out of Lethbridge, Alberta. Fibromyalgia, thyroid disorders, all kinds of things. She was eating Tylenol by the bottles full, not resting well. She has 2 special needs children. Christy found a way. She saw a post with the drops, got on board, and now she's the mom she's always wanted to be. She sold her cleaning business. She's full-time with Partner Co. And last year she reported in as number 4 top income earner. Kim Gray, we all know Kim. She's a fabulous lady. She was at one point very close to spending the rest of her years in a wheelchair. She was introduced to the drops. She reported faithfully to her health coach, told him how many glasses of water she was drinking and the exercise, a bit of chair yoga or whatever it was. And over a short period of time, within a year, she dropped 118 pounds. This beautiful lady had never been out of state. And now here we see her being celebrated by the company on a cruise ship in Tahiti. I just was in Maui with her and I was in Punta Cana. So she's having the thrill of a lifetime traveling all over the world, celebrating and helping other people get well. Chris Bailey had a lot of problems with Lyme disease, had trouble. He couldn't find wellness until he found the drops. Wendy Minnie had to rent a golf cart. Otherwise, golfing would have been permanently out of her life. That's no longer the case. She lost 28 pounds in just a few short months. Now she's up and down the stairs. She used to be depressed. She's happy and go lucky. I just love her to bits. She's like my kindred sister. Now look at James. This physiological transformation is just blows me away. The guy on the right looks like the younger brother of the dude on the left. 47 pounds in 4 months. Yes, guys, you do have hormones too. Taryn Smith, double X, 2XX to size 4. Barbara McCubbin, many of us know Barb. She's lost 50 pounds and got all her labs back in, all in healthy ranges. Her husband, Randy, 36 pounds. Look at the difference. Again, amazing physiological transformation. Dr. Crystal lost 162 pounds. That was 7 years ago. Jane Storch, 54 pounds in 4 months. The stories go on and on. We have other products. I'd love to spend the time with you, but in respect of your time, we're going to move forward now and share with you because many of you are wondering, how can I get those drops? Well, you can always buy retail. Ask the person who invited you to this call for their link, or they can sell you a box retail. It's 236 Canadian or 176 US. But why would you want to pay retail when you can purchase wholesale, right? For a one-time lifetime membership fee of $37.95 in Canada, $29.95 in the US, you can become a brand partner and be able to get your products wholesale. You can a preferred customer can also enjoy that membership and continue to get discounts. Or brand partner, if you want to build a business, all the tools are at your fingertips ready for you, including so many great trainings from our leaders. And guess what? You don't have to pay every month for your back office or for your website. That's all included in your one time. So as a brand partner, you will get 30% discount on your products, which in turn you can mark up and sell to others at 30% points in retail profits. So how do we make profits? Well, first of all, we need to get inventory, right? So Canada 4-pack is $500. That makes it $125 unit cost a box instead of $276. We have a magic number in Canada. It's called with the friends and family discount of a selling price of $200. So let's imagine you keep one box for yourself and you decide to participate in our system of growth and share these testimonials on Facebook. 3 of the boxes are sold. You're looking at profits of $225. How cool is that? In the United States, the very same profits are sent to you for $371 for a 4-pack in the US. So it's just about the same. So this is your opportunity where you can actually work from home. And with a very simple training, we teach you how to post on Facebook. If you remember, my post there brought in 59 comments and 20 new customers and 6 new partners. It's as simple as that. We have a Boards app. It's free. You download it, and inside the Boards app are all the testimonies and all the video and scripts to respond. So if you know how to copy and paste, you can do this. Here's an example of Rick and Crystal's. They did an incredible transformation, 210 pounds between the two of them in just a few short months. I got so many comments when I posted that one. So you would like to probably enjoy these products going forward and also to continue enjoying the 30% discount. And you'll probably want to enjoy a weekly paycheck as people reach out to you, join you on your team as a brand partner, and you start getting team commissions. That's a really cool thing too. So let's add your subscribe and save. It's 100 points, roughly about $165 in the US and roughly about $185, $200 in Canada. Our products are consumables, right? The MOA, you're going to notice the difference. You're going to want to consume it next month. The drops, you're going to notice the difference. You're going to want to consume it. So you can either purchase or sell 100 points of products. And along with that, not only do you continue with your discounts, but you get all kinds of great deals from what we call loyalty shopping, incentive trips. The subscribe and save bills every 4th Friday, and it's extremely flexible. If you need to snowbird or edit or cancel for a week or something, or for a month or something, it's totally flexible with our company. Now, we all know this guy. and he's famous. He's famous for the way he thinks. And he quotes probably the most famous quote: if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Wow. So let's talk about how Partner Co. is the #1 compensation plan in the industry by Business for Home magazine, how we're paid 8 different ways. I'm going to share with you just a few tonight. The first way, again, is to enjoy 30% profit on all retail sales, which is like really cool. And so often it's people reaching out to you on Facebook, people in your community, and basically they e-transfer you the money or send you Venmo money, and you're able to get the box of drops over to them. The other one is Mary is going to say, I don't want to be your retail customer. I appreciate that, but I would like to get wholesale and become a brand partner. So she decides to buy 2 10-packs of drops for 1,000 points. Depending where you are, is going to depend on how much you get paid in new volume bonus commissions. You need 200 points of products one time to activate your income position. We discussed a 4-pack activating you. You would receive 15% commission on this transaction. You might want to get a 10-pack, which gives you lots of inventory, and that gives you 20% commission at the business level. 1 10-pack and maybe a medley of our several other products, the more, the renew, etc. And that's at the elite level. 1,000 points, 25%, $250. But the ultimate is where you want to be, because it's all the money on the table. It's called top pay. If you are ultimate, please put in the chat if you got to ultimate in your first 4 Fridays, because the ultimates can make up to $2,500 in profits in their first 4 Fridays, which is super cool. As an ultimate, you keep that position for your lifetime with our company. You never lose that status, and it's top pay. So for every Mary that you ever introduce to these products who becomes a brand partner, you will earn 30% of Mary's purchases in her first 4 weeks until she becomes ultimate herself. And then your commission changes to 15%. It's a very, very generous compensation plan. An idea: in Canada, a 4-pack costs $500. Your profits are $300 if you should sell all 4. A 10-pack is an investment of $11.90. Your profits are $810. And again, these are all Canadian dollars. A 30-pack, should you want to go that route, is $3,500 or profit of $2,500. And that is our ultimate pack of 1,500 points. Again, you can mix and match. We have so many great products. We can help you make your choice. The United States is very similar, except the unit cost is lower in the US. The cost is $371 and you profit $300 on a 4-pack. The investment is on a 10-pack is $879. Your profits is almost $800. And on the 30-pack, your investment is $24.99 with a profit of $25.11. So you're getting your $24.99 back plus $25.11 on top. I've had several brick and mortar businesses, and I can't think of one that I can open the door and within 30 days turn a profit of $2,500 and get my original investment back, right? There's so many perks at becoming ultimate. In other words, you get all the money that's on the table. The next way we get paid is base commissions. You're going to earn 15% commission on all your lines or all the Marys that you brought in, for example, combined, except the largest one. It is paid out weekly on all the volume in all your pay lines combined. So in this example, your first line may be Mary. There's 10,000 points this week. That has become your power line. So every other line that's smaller than that one, you're going to receive 15% base commissions. And it goes to unlimited levels. That is key important, because many compensation plans only allow you 2 lines, and many of them have a cutoff at a certain level. So if there's 5,000 points in the second line of activity, there's $750 in commissions as 15% of those 5,000 points. And so on, 1,000 points in the third line, $150. And this is what we earn every week, because people are purchasing 10-packs every week. They are purchasing the MOA every week. They are purchasing the monthly subscriptions every week. As your business matures, these base commissions will mature along with you. And as you have a minimum of $250 in base pay every week or each week, Partner Co is going to give you an additional 15% match and put it into your savings bonus As it adds up to $10,000, you're going to get that magic phone call from the owners of the company along with our corporate executives. They deposit in your account. If you're Canadian, the deposit is roughly about 13,700, and of course, US dollars for American cousins. At PXP, our conference 2024 in Orlando, 10 families were on stage receiving their cardboard $10,000 checks. 2025, 28 families were on stage. That's me in the middle with my pink dress next to the tall John Wadsworth. Many people have triggered anywhere from 8 months to 14 months. The speed depends on your passion and your willingness to make it grow. I was able to achieve mine in 14 months. And with that, I unlocked my trip to Africa. I went to Budapest, Paris, Kenya, and Tanzania. It was an amazing 6-week vacation. In addition to the base commissions is the power of matching bonus. Again, the more people that you personally sponsor, you will earn 15% in your first generation. So all the Marys that you sponsor, you'll receive 15% of what Mary makes in her base commission. So she made $1,000 that week, you make $150. It's paid weekly, the power of the matching bonus. Mary introduces Roger, you get 10% of Roger's base commission. In addition, he's going to make it, and then you're going to make the 10%. And it carries down to 7 levels. So as your business matures, the power of the matching bonus is the most lucrative part of your compensation plan. This is triggered when you achieve gold status. So the benefit of getting to ultimate in 4 Fridays also kicks out your gold status. So it's going to open up the matching bonus for you. PartnerCo has paid over $10 million in savings bonus payouts in its 3.5 years throughout the world. Darren and John believe that we should have adventure and lifestyle, so they treat us to incredible trips. We have a travel rewards program where you actually travel. We have lifestyle credits that are awarded to you for everything you do, your monthly subscription, climbing up to ultimate for achieving different rank status. You can win 2 free trips a year. The upcoming trips are in Cancun and Morocco in 2027. If you want to be with us on that trip, I want you to put me in the chat right now. I'd love to see a whole bunch of me's. Now let's go to where we're going with this. The global wellness economy is said to exceed $4 trillion in all the various different products that are available to us. PartnerCo has those products. That is why it's so powerful to really pay attention to what this next man has to say. Popo Leboy is a dear friend of mine. I've known him for a long, long time. Now he is known as a slim man. When I knew him before, he wasn't the slim man. He's an entrepreneur, author, and speaker. He's husband to Natasha, father of 6. He lost over 100 pounds, 101 pounds actually, after age 50, and dedicates his life to advancing kingdom consciousness and helping people become fit for destiny. He is so passionate about molecular nutrition as a launching pad to a higher life. Popo inspires others to build a capacity for greater health, purpose, prosperity, and destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to have Popo Leboy on the call with us. Popo, welcome.
Thank you so much for
Wow, you look
the
great. You're like a bikini model for one of those menswear magazines or something. So good to see you.
yeah
You must feel great. You broke the 200. You're at 199.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm not even know if I'm still at 199. I may be 196 or 97, or I'm cruising now. I really want to cruise down the 190s. And yeah, so yeah, it was more than 300 pounds. So I don't know where I was exactly. So yeah, so
Okay, well,
it's interesting.
while we're talking about your weight goals, I'm going to bring up that slide right now because our audience deserves to see the old Popo and the new Popo. Wow. Just,
Yes, indeed.
you know,
Yeah.
you don't even look like the guy that's 300 pounds. You don't even look like that man.
Well, absolutely, and I think most people would be shocked if they discovered, what they were supposed to be, and
Wow.
when they look back, because you get used to it and you think that's just the normal. It would be interesting if you can go back to the video of the first interview because when I just got started with Partner Co, you actually invited me as a guest. I was just maybe 2 weeks or
Yes,
3 weeks into the
I
business,
have that on my
but
YouTube
I was
channel.
still at over 300 pounds when we did that interview. So it would
Wow.
be good for you to find that video on your replays and to just capture the image of when I spoke in October, no, in November 2024. I haven't started with the drops yet. I was just getting to the business. So we just, it'll be interesting to see, because I was still that other guy.
We're
So
going to
we're
have
just
to do some screenshots and put them side by side, right?
exactly put the screenshots of the first interview we did and today. Yeah.
Exactly, that's it. So a little history. You and I met at another Moringa company all those years ago, right? And we've known each other for a long time now. Um, Tell us about how you got into Partner Co.
Well, I'm gonna say how I got here. It's divine. It's really God's work because I saw the posts that Bob started to post. I feel he felt that it was cheesy. I was just like, and I was actually disappointed at Bob. I was just like, I cannot believe Bob went so low doing these ridiculous posts and all that. I mean, to me, I was just like, I don't know, Bob must have lost his mind to go so low and doing these posts because it really looked, you know, cheesy.
I
And
guess
so I
Bob
said,
didn't
no,
care what you felt, Popo.
excuse me.
I guess Bob didn't care what you felt about it.
Yeah, well, exactly. And thank God he didn't care. And so the first time around, I said no. It was just like, not interested at all. The second time around, my wife was there, and it was actually a video call. I think some sort of video call or a Zoom with Bob, Chris, Joni, my wife, because we all know each other. We go all the way back to so many years. We've been together with Bob in the same team since 2008. It's been more than 18 years that me and Bob are partnered, in the same team. So we know each other very well. Chris, Joni, my wife, Bob, all together. Bob's wife, Lynn. So it was kind of like a family gathering, if you want to put it that way. And yeah, my wife says, like, yeah, I think you should do it. Then that's kind of how I got started. And then immediately I found myself on a Zoom with Todd Rowland that I knew from another company before Zija, before the Moringa company. And Todd Rowland heard me speak on that Zoom where Chris and Junie were introducing me to Todd Rowland and Bob as well. And immediately he was like, okay, you got to meet the founders. And before I could even know it, I found myself in Puerto Rico, meeting John and Darren, the founders of this company. And that's when my vision got really, solidified. And I knew that it was something that, that I could really dive into. Yeah, so that's kind of how I landed here. And I didn't start the drops until February of 2025. So
Okay,
all
so
that, everything I'm talking about there, like going to Puerto Rico and all that, going to Destin in January of 2025, I was just pretty much just building the business, building the momentum and all that, bringing people together because I was leaving a different company to really do this full time. So I really got focused on the drops February, at the end of February 2025. Yeah.
okay, wow. And here we are in July 2026. I want to hear about your visit with the founders. Let's talk about that. What was your impression of the founders?
I mean, I know them a little bit better now, but then it was just, I just felt that they were amazing people, and I like how they shared their story. They told me the whole story about how they met. They were going to church, and they were doing, church work and helping people, doing ministry. So I like what I heard, and I like the vision. I was asking lots of questions. Because it was kind of like a meeting that they've organized to hear me because they wanted to hear my experience on building international markets, opening up new countries, especially for Africa and things like that. So it was just like a very surprising. I didn't know that they were going to put all these people together. Lucy was there, Katie was there, John, Darren,
Oh, why?
just all the company executives, and they were just okay. We came here to listen to you now. So, and Todd Wooden was just, okay, so you're on now, tell us, they started to ask me questions. Yeah, so it was kind of like, almost like in the Bible, Joseph in front of Pharaoh, they bring you and they're like, okay, we heard you have this gift, and you have to deliver, So it was kind of this, how it was when I met the founders. And they were so impressed about everything they heard from me and all that. So, and we did a video together. They were so cool that we did a video together. And I like how John took his phone. Yeah, he did it with his phone. And then we were the three of us, John, Darren, and myself. And John took the phone, and then he started to, do the whole thing and the interview. And I was talking, translating in French for my international teams all over the world and all that. So very, very just cool. What I discovered there. I like the environment in Puerto Rico, of course. So yeah, so I came back very inspired. I did a convocation. I told everybody, you must come to this Zoom. Almost like almost like an obligation. You got to show up. And everybody showed up. I shared a vision of what I saw in Puerto Rico, and that's kind of where the movement really, took another level, where people really believed and started to follow me into this new venture.
Right, right. And congratulations. You've got a big international team. Very exciting. So have you ever had this kind of experience with owners of other companies?
Yes, I had one experience with my first company before you and I. No, yeah, I think you and I met even before. We were not same first company, but we never met. But we met in the Moringa company. But that first company, Fortune, I
Oh,
actually in
Paul
those
Orbison.
days, Paul Oberson, yeah. In
Yeah.
those
Mhm.
days, I was building a huge French community, and we needed something in French from the company. So I traveled all the way to Lexington, Kentucky. I met with Paul Robertson and in their TV studios, and I went there to interview him. And so he was actually, I was speaking in French and he was answering in English, but we had all the answers prepared. He knew
Oh,
what to say and all
fantastic.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the other experience that I had with a founder where we really did something so close and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Paul Orbison is definitely a very, very special man. May he rest in peace. And for sure, Darren and
Mhm.
John are incredible human beings as well, too. So, Popa, going forward, you're an officer. I celebrate your success. Congratulations. What would you say to someone that's looking at this for the first time? What would your advice be to that person?
Very good question. Nowadays, especially what everything happening, what the online world, all the distractions. Everybody's telling you go sell this on Amazon, go do this on AI. ChatGPT is no longer the good AI, and now it's Claude, and you hear all these craziness. And it's kind of like, okay, so what do I do? They make it look easy that, okay, you can just go and do some AI and make some quick money just like that overnight. Maybe some people do. But I feel that if you're looking at this for the first time, coming from coronavirus a few years ago and looking at how the world completely changed and we never went back to the world before Corona. Now, network marketing as an industry becomes, I can say, a Noah's Ark. Because during Corona, I saw how everybody was at home and my income in the business completely skyrocketed. It completely exploded. And it opened my eyes to the format we have, to the opportunity we have, where I see network marketing as a legal hack. It's a hack, but a legal hack where everybody could be set free, financially, and everybody could also, be set free also physically. It's really a legal hack. And if you can really see it for what it is, in these times where the world really changed and we see all the craziness happening around us, you want to have a foot in network marketing if possible. Anybody can really, do this. And that's kind of how I see it. I see this as a very important business model. Yeah, especially in these times that we're living in. It was always a good business model, an amazing one. Robert Kiyosaki calls this the perfect business. But I feel that because of how the world shifted after Corona, the whole planet shifted, I feel that this industry took a new meaning in terms of why it's important to have something like this because who knows what may happen, like with the lockdowns and all the craziness we saw. In Canada during Corona, we lost 200,000 businesses in Canada as per CTV.
Wow.
200,000 businesses just because of the lockdowns. But again, the network marketing business, thrived during those times. So it's really something that you have to look at in a different way, not with all the noise on the internet and you just want to treat it like one of those that you can just grab and try to make some quick money. No, it's really a vehicle that can really carry you into the next few years, the next decade, the next decades, the future. And again, the world is so uncertain right now. So many things are happening, and it's good to be able to have your foot in this type of industry and with this type of company as well, like Partner Co. A vision that they wrote already for 50 years. So a 50-year plan. They're not going to just, make their money, sell it to somebody else and leave like a lot of people do. So a 50-year plan. They're working on the 100-year plan. There's a chart, a Bill of Rights, protecting us. We know that the compensation plan and everything they put together, it won't go away. Whatever we have, it's permanent. The percentages are permanent. If it changes, it can only be on the rise and not on the low. Yeah, so technology is there, innovation is there. We got the best science, we've got the best products in the world as well. So put that all together, the vision of the founders, the culture in the company itself, the community, the true values. And I feel that the founders, knowing that Darren was a pastor in his congregation and John was his assistant pastor. So just imagine, a former pastor and assistant pastor are our founders. So it's clear that that spirit flows through the company, through the values, through what they prioritize. In terms of they really want our well-being, and it's true. It's not just some gimmicks, and they just want to use a sales force to make some money, and then after that go retire. No, it's really real. I feel what we have here.
And where do you see us in 3 years?
Um, well, looking at the last 3 years and where we are now, looking at how we got catapulted with the system of growth, and it's still, in its infancy, I believe. It's still something that's just getting started. Knowing also what's going on in the industry in general, knowing how health is not going to get better. If you want to look at the food industry, the pharmaceutical, that won't get better. It's just a system. And if you've read Paul's and Pilzer, the one who wrote the book, The Wellness Revolution, well, he clearly shows, in his books and also in his seminars, how things like obesity, it's manufactured. I don't want to throw some conspiracy stuff, but that's based on his research. He was able to prove that obesity was manufactured, that they knew what they were doing, putting all the wrong stuff in the foods, manufacturing, obesity, really putting all the stuff that would put people on, so that people could crave all the wrong stuff and create the wrong addictions, and so people would just eat and just burst. And he was able to prove that. And economically speaking, is very, very dark in a sense that they knew that the more people are obese, they eat 3 times more than somebody who's slimmer. So it's 3 times more food that will be sold. So he was able to prove that. And he's also a very, amazing advocate for natural, well-being and all that, an entrepreneur. So if you're looking at that, you know that that's not going to get better. You know that there's so much money being made with the food industry and the pharmaceutical that it won't get better. So it's clear that what we have today, it can only get better. We are leaning towards a time will come. I cannot say if it's 3 years, it may be in the next 3 years, based on, like you said in your question, but it may be the next 5 years, or maybe the next 10 years, who knows? But I know for sure that what we have, we hear a lot about biohacking recently. People are now becoming more conscious in terms of well-being. We know that the 50% of the US consumers are putting well-being as a top priority in how they spend money. So we know that we can talk today about the longevity economy. We know that it's a real economy now, based on how people are spending their money to feel better and get healthier. So we can talk about the longevity economy. So that's huge. It just tells us where we're going. So this company is just perfectly positioned to be offering something that's going to just keep us in the momentum we have, keep us being set apart, because I believe that what we have, we don't find it everywhere else. I believe that these drops are so unique. The moringa that just came up is unique. Noni is unique. Moa is unique. Everything we have is pretty much untouchable if you have to compare it to the offerings of the industry. So put that all together. I know that a time will come where people will be, those who are doing it, like us, those who are doing this will be happy to be positioned and to be the sought after. Now we're still prospecting and we're still, preaching the message. But a time is coming where it's going to be, we're going to be positioned to now receive a harvest. So a harvesting time is coming where we'll be now the ones that people will come after. and to seek for mentorship and all that, and will be now positioned to be able to now mentor people into the well-being and everything, and of course the business too. I feel that this is where we're going, because the world out there, it won't get better. It's only going to get worse. And I feel that we're just positioned for a harvesting time. There's going to be times of harvest. It's going to be massive. This is why we got to build now, knowing where we're going, because we're going to be sought after in a big way.
Wow. I want to sign up all over again. Wow. I could talk to you all night. You mentioned Paul Zane Pilser. I actually had lunch with him in San Francisco about
What?
15 years ago. Yeah, very famous economist as well too. And he spoke about his book, and that was a memory that you just stirred up. Thank you so much, Popo Leboy. Out of respect of time, I'm going to move on, but maybe in 1 minute, can you tell us what your experience with the Vital One was when you were on the beta testing for the 28 days?
Okay, but my first experience was just reconnecting with the love connection that Moringa delivers. I've been saying this every time I get asked about it. That's really where my testimony was. It's just the experience, the aroma of the product itself. And you know how it is in seduction and love. Somebody has a nice perfume. It's kind of the seduction game starts when you smell good. So you open up the product and that aroma just welcomes you, and seduction starts right there. And you're like, okay, I want to have more of that. And then you take the product and it's like love at first sip. You just start to sip and it's like, wow, what is this? My wife had the same reaction. My children had the same reaction. All my family is beyond hooked on the product. My children are asking for it every day, all the time. We're going to need maybe, I don't know, 7 boxes of a Moringa per month so that everybody is, satisfied. I'm not even joking, this is for real. So this is what sets this product apart, really. And why is it important? Because the world out there, people are getting unhealthy because of things that taste good. Pizza tastes good. All kinds of things, that people consume. It tastes good, but it gets them unhealthy. So it's so important when you have something that can taste amazing. That's so key, to getting, to get it mainstream and to get more people into it. So that's kind of how I felt it, and the more I take it, the more I'm just like, wow, what a blessing to have such a product. I felt that it did enhance my health with the drops. I felt that it improved digestion as well. It also helped my body get into the new momentum. When I started to get closer to 200 pounds and get now into the 190s, I felt that it contributed to that extra push where my body started to now go to that next level where, I started to drop more pounds and all that. So, but again, it's still in its infancy. There's so much that's going to be said as we continue to take the product. And last thing I'll say about the product, because of the way it's been formulated, we are the first, I feel, in this new movement, a new era of what we can call molecular nutrition. This is what really sets this product apart. The whole fact that we have moringa, but also the other ingredients all coming together, and we are presenting to the to humanity, to planet Earth, a new way of being nourished, a way of being nourished where you're closing the gaps, that we had with regards to the food chain, but also in our biology. Because the product, you can even see there's a slide that talks about how the product helps our biology reach its full potential. Just think about it. We're going to be introducing to the world, to the human planet, to this planet, okay, a way of being nourished that can elevate humanity's biology so that we can live better, longer, and never even, maybe not even get sick. That's kind of how I see it. This is what this product is so important. It's not just a new supplement, a new plant-based product. No, it's beyond just one of those. It's what they did there. It's really launching us into a new era. But we got to get that revelation and know what we have so that we can properly carry the message and preach it and get people to realize what we have. Because nobody else in any distribution channel all over the world is offering what we have.
Wow. I love you so much. I love you so much. Popo Leboy, everybody send your hearts into the Zoom to say your gratitude to Popo. Thank you so very much, Popo. We're going to wrap up with our last few slides, and I can hardly wait to get to Las Vegas so I can pick up. Penny is accepting all my shipments. Penelope, Laura, thank you so much for receiving all my shipments in Las Vegas. I can hardly wait to meet you. And wow, I take another look at Popo here. What a great congratulations. Send lots of love in the chat. This is just so great. And you've broken that 100 pounds. I'm so happy for you. So let's go forward on how you too can enjoy a fabulous career with Partner Co. Just working from home, working from your phone. And it's all about residual income. It's money earned long after active work has been completed. Popo mentioned Robert Kiyosaki. That's all he preaches, is how to create residual income. Warren Buffett, you got to create a system that pays you while you sleep. And this means you're going to continue to earn income while you're no longer on the clock. If you're trading time for money, that's great. We all need the people working the jobs, but when you stop working, you stop earning. It's all about creating something that will give you freedom. I was recently very sick with a lung infection coming back from Maui. I was out for about 6 weeks altogether before I could return to my office, and the paychecks kept coming in every Friday because I was harvesting what I had planted and sowed in my first 2 years. So that's what it's all about, is not having to worry about the financial end when you need to look after what's important. In February 2026, Partner Co. was named as #1 in global momentum by Business from Home. By the numbers, we've now sold over 3 million bottles of drops. We're in 55 countries, 174 million bottles of Tahitian noni. As we celebrate our 30th anniversary, we received well over 150 awards. We're #1 compensation plan. We're a debt-free company. Solid infrastructure in every country we're in. We've got the best in the industry as far as our executive team, who have won several awards. And as Popo mentioned, we have the Bill of Rights protection for the brand partners. So as we go forward, we are a startup company. We're 3.5 years old, but we're not. We come with products that are 30 years old. Limu is from 2004. The drops are 15 years old. We come to you with an infrastructure of an international global team helping you build your business worldwide. And as we go forward, my prediction is that we're going to be in hyper growth in the next 2 to 3 years. That is my personal prediction. And you want to be there before we get to that legacy stage. You want to be in this critical momentum as we climb up. Tomorrow, when you go to work, on the weekend, when you go to that barbecue, Sunday, when you go to church, everybody you meet, everybody, unless you're going to a kindergarten party, all of these people are going to be experiencing these similar symptoms. Most people, 5 to 7 of these symptoms. We have in our back pocket just with the drops, but we've got the moringa, we've got the mole, we've got everything to help them. But just talk to them about the drops. That's the gate opener. 1 year from now, what will your story be when I have you on my call? Will you be telling me how much you loved going to Cancun in Morocco with me? Or will you be telling me that, well, I would have, should have, could have, right? So have you ever been at the right place at the right time and not taken advantage of it? Ouch, that one hurts. Again, to get started, folks, it's $38 in Canada for a lifetime membership, qualifying packs from $500 to $3,500. Get in where you fit in. And the United States, again, a $29.95 lifetime membership fee, qualifying packs $371 to $2,500. You can get any assortment of beautiful products that are specific to your health needs. Again, get in where you fit in, right? It's that simple. You have 100% money back guarantee. Let's wrap it up. So now it's time to decide, are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? 1 is the person that says, I gladly buy retail from the person who invited me to this call, and that's great. We love our retail customers. 2 is the person that likes to get a deal, wants to be a brand partner just to save money, or be a preferred customer just to save money, and that's great. We love our wholesale customers too. But 3 is the person that says, I want to get on this health and wealth train and ride. Do we have any 3s in the crowd, perhaps? But wait, there's more. What about the 4s that want to get on this health and wealth train and ride it big, all the way to destination prosperity? As Popo said, there is a manufactured epidemic happening and we have what can help people get well again. There are so many people that need to hear from us. We invite you to partner with us. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. We're here to help you choose your pick or choose your packs, choose the products that suits you best. I want to now thank very much to Popo Leboy for being our special guest. I could interview you all night long. I just love your zest and your passion. Thank you, my brother. I love you. Thank you to the guests that are here tonight, because this call is for you. If you're listening online, then please get together with the person who invited you and get your questions answered. Thank you to the brand partners for supporting the call with us tonight. I see many of my familiar faces, all part of our beautiful family, our beautiful culture. And a special thanks to Traci Woodward, who has co-hosted out of her very busy Northern Saskatchewan schedule, taking time away from her family to be with us tonight.